I started to learn French in school. I think I was 4th grade, but my teacher wasn't a really nice one. I liked it. I liked it in movies. I liked it in music, but I just didn't. I didn't learn until 3 years ago, when I decided to start my lessons with a teacher and to move a little bit to this. Around probably 6 years ago, I started to listen to music in French. I enjoyed it very much, and I recommend to start with this if you're into music, to listen to what they say. And I started with, I think, my first French artist, which is not French, I know it's from Belgium. It was Angèle. I'm gonna leave some artists that I was listening in the description, and maybe you might be interested in them. Now most of my music that I listen is in French, and for me this really works because I like the song. I want to know what are they saying. So yeah, music is really a good step into this path of learning French. When I started to learn French, I realized that learning from English, at least for me, for myself, is not really a good idea, because the grammar is really different. And my grammar, the Romanian grammar, is exactly, I would say, probably in the mirror with the French grammar. So whenever I was having the lessons, and I'm still having the lessons with my teacher, I think sometimes if I don't know a word or I want to say something I can't remember, I have to think in 2 languages before I translate into French, and then I'm gonna say something, and probably it won't be right, but I'm gonna say it. If English is not your first language, learn French from your own language, especially if it's a Latin language. There are so many similarities, and the words might be the same, sound the same, so it's much easier. Another way of learning probably a different language is an app. I used to use Duolingo, but I got annoyed, so I got rid of that app. I used it for a year, probably a year and a little bit, but I feel like I don't improve my language, my French, because they were the same things over and over again. I was learning only to ask for a coffee in the restaurant, or what my sister is cooking, or I don't know, things like that they might be useful if you want to travel sometimes to France or to the country, but they are not useful if you want to live there. So I was like, I don't think I'm gonna use this app anymore, so yeah, I deleted. So if you want to travel to a country, yes, it might be useful, but if you want to live there and you want to make your life there, no, I'll try a teacher. Books. The books are really good if you want to learn French grammar. I bought a book with French grammar, the complete French grammar book. When I'll find the book at home, I'm gonna leave you a picture with it. But my teacher recommended to me to get that book and to exercise a little bit. But I have to admit I didn't use it too much. But not because I wasn't interested or I didn't want to. It was because I was having already homework from my teacher, and I was having enough for me because I was working full time, and I had another baking course and also podcasts. My teacher was sending me so many podcasts in French, in a slow-paced French, of course, at the beginning, to listen and to understand the words and how to express myself, and it was really, really helpful. And also, read some books. You can start by getting some children books. They are easier than the normal ones. Even if they are tiny little books, they are fine. You can learn some things. And another thing, just practice with how many people you can, and everywhere you can. If you travel, just practice a lot.
Like this. Bonjour.
Bonjour. It is very important to have the confidence and to do it. I wasn't too confident before, but when I visited Lyon for the first time, I tried to push myself into talking in French with people. So I didn't go to speak with them when someone was telling me to do it. I was just going by myself when I felt it. So yes, just practice because it's really important. Et aujourd'hui, je peux parler en français avec les personnes. Et je suis très heureuse pour ça. Et je veux améliorer mon français. Et pour ça, je vais parler avec les gens à Paris quand je vais déménager. Et j'espère que je vais bien. Je sais que mon français maintenant n'est pas parfait, mais je vais améliorer. Much better idea to learn a new language is to get a teacher. I decided 3 years ago to get a teacher, a private one, because I feel like I need to learn by myself in my own way. So I've got a teacher on a platform online. She's French, and for me this is probably the most important thing when I learn a language. I want it to be French because it's better for me to learn the culture, to learn the accents, to learn exactly the pronunciation. If you can afford, get a teacher. And if you're brave to do it in a group with other people, because it might be different when you're in a class with others. You share ideas, you share different topics, and yes, from this point of view of conversational, it might be much better. I know for myself because probably it would have been for me easier now to speak with someone and to be more casual, natural, brave, but I know at that time it was the right choice for me because I wasn't confident at all, and if I felt that someone else is a bit higher than me in the language, if someone else knows more things than me, is more confident than me, probably I would have gave up. So yeah, I didn't, and I don't want to give up on my lessons. So yes, I highly recommend a teacher for learning new stuff.
Huh?
How is that good?